Play something. Somebody play something.
Shit. It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show, bitch.
Yeah, it's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show. We're in on 420, and I know 420 means a lot to the Rick and Morty fan base. So, yeah, happy 420 to everybody. As far as I go, it's not really a big celebration for me. I think I got some gummies upstairs or something like that. Maybe I'll, whatever. Maybe it might happen, but not as big a fan of it as maybe some other people are. I think I've already seen some 420s in the group and in the chat, and producer Sean, I believe, takes part in 420 a little bit. So I think we're all pretty cool with it down here at Fandom Empire. I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry. Never mind. Sean doesn't smoke himself to sleep every day.
No, not at all.
It's a fair. If you watch Fandom Empire Live, it's a fairly well-known fact that Sean leaves the show every day being like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go smoke now." Yeah. So happy 420 to everybody there, everybody in the chat and in the group and watching this later, even if it's not 420 anymore. We got some stuff today. We're going to talk a little bit about the music of Rick and Morty, and we're going to talk about the episode Something Ricked Comes This Way. And we're gonna maybe preview the art competition a little bit too. I'm working on my art submission today. I haven't revealed it to anyone except I think one person. I revealed it to one person just a chance. But we'll talk a little bit about that. We're gonna do another art competition. I don't like how this hat makes. I don't like the shadow there. Take this hat off. All right, well, let's get right into it. So we ran a poll on favorite songs for Rick and Morty, and the music in Rick and Morty is really integral to the show to me. Like, I think that it's one of the best parts. It's one of the things that makes me laugh the most on Instagram. Dan Harmon likes to post little songs that he makes all the time. Justin Roiland likes to record just random songs all the time. They like to just make up stupid stuff. I know I mentioned on a previous show that one of Dan Harmon's songs that he posted is called Put a Check in Your Butthole and Write It Out to Me, and it's sang like a romantic a ballad song, and it's, I don't know, I got it stuck in my head for like a week, and it was so funny because, like, you got a song stuck in your head that's not actually a real song. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to be – you can't tell people I have Put a Check in Your Butthole stuck in my head because nobody's going to know what that is. So you can't tell anybody. You just got to sit there with it stuck in your head. If I could post that on the group, I would, but it's on Instagram, so I don't think I can find a way to get that video over. Plus, Dan Harmon might not like that. I don't know. Yeah, so I highly recommend adding Dan Harmon to your Instagram if you have it. He just puts lots of funny shit out there. When it comes to the songs, there's lots of songs that I like that are on Rick and Morty. Jody says I have a Rick and Morty songs. Oh, I have Rick and Morty songs on my playlist. Yeah, I have Rick and Morty songs on my Spotify too. I have when we go to the cottage every year, my family looks forward to me playing the Terry Fold song because I just always play it randomly when we're playing cards and stuff like that every night. My family we rent a cottage quite often, and we like to play cards at night, every night, drink and play cards. Usually we play Asshole, or I don't know what else it's called, but it's got a bunch of names. And I always randomly put on the Terry Fold song, and everyone always groans, and I'm like, yeah, I'm listening to it. I love that song. I love the Doo-Doo Butt song, is hilarious. I know Justin McEwen did some covers of some of these songs earlier too, and posted them in the group. And not only that, but like some of the songs that they have like put in there for serious reasons too. Like they put some Mazzy Star songs in there. There's a song playing during all Rick and Morty fans love I don't know if they love it, but they definitely get a little bit emotional. There's one scene where Rick, it looks like he's going to, go in the garage and off himself. And there's a song playing during that. That's, it really makes the scene and makes the moment. And there's not very many feely moments when it comes to Rick and Morty, but that's definitely one of them. There's also, in the recent times, we got the Vat of Acid episode, which won some awards, and it has the It's in the Way That You Use It song, which is like hilarious that they keep going on with that. So if you guys want to chat in, I think I got some of your opinions already, but like, what's your favorite Rick and Morty song? My favorite Rick and Morty song is probably the Terry Fold song, but it changes quite often. I also really love Goodbye Moon Men. I have that on some of my playlists. I added some Elliott Smith songs on mine after, if you remember in the Tiny Rick episode, which we'll eventually get to. He was listening to Elliott Smith to reach into his more sensitive side and kind of get, that's what got Rick back into his Tiny Rick body. Was some Elliott Smith music, because it's super sad and kind of, I don't know, it's for depressed people, and I fall in that category sometimes, so I definitely enjoy some Elliott Smith. Yeah, so the music in Rick and Morty is super important to me. I feel like it's some of the more sad moments involve music, and some of the goofier parts are just like random songs. Or in the Gazorpazorp episode, the Footloose song that was just made up by Dan Harmon was hilarious. I like the music. I like the music that Rick and Morty has. Season 4 finale, Don't Look Back. What? I don't remember that. I know the season 4 finale, but I don't remember how the song sounded. Are you saying that there was a song in the season 4 finale that I remember? I don't know. Anyways, that's Matt Conway says that. I don't know why I can't pull up that in my head. Anyways, let's run through the episode. Something Rickard comes this way. Before we get there, I'm just going to tell you my art competition. My submission to the art competition is centered around the show. So I drew the devil, and I drew him with Dr. Octopus trench coat and Dr. Octopus arms coming out of the back of him. Because the actor who plays the devil in this episode is Alfred Molina, who was also Spider-Man in the Spider-Man 2 movie. I don't know if that's a surprise to anyone here, but yeah, it's that's what it is. So I basically did a crossover of the devil and Dr. Octopus, and he says, "I'm Dr. Octopus, what?" And that's going to be my art submission. So I'm excited to show you guys that. My submission is not going to win. I'm not going to judge myself to win the art competition, but I always like to make one just to kind of inspire people. I'm not a big drawer. I'm not a big, even the painting I did was kind of frustrating, and I kind of put it together, and Morty's legs are way too fucking long, and but whatever, get out there, draw something, paint something, put it in. You don't have to win. Just, have fun. Get in touch with your artistic side. So that ties in with our episode. I'm just going to pull up my notes here. So we open this episode with the famous Butterbot. Basically, Morty is saying that he has a science fair and he has to, turn something in. And Jerry talks about making a solar system. I like the line in here. He says, I think, Jerry says, I think doing a science fair project is like a father-son thing. It should be a tradition. And Rick says, I think traditions are an idiot thing, which is a great line. Personally, I kind of believe traditions are kind of an idiot thing. I'm not very much for traditions myself. I kind of feel like the reason to do something is, the reason to do something shouldn't be that we always do it that way. I always think when someone says we do things this way, and you're like, why? And they're like, because we've always done it that way. I'm like, well, that sounds like nothing ever changes. That sounds like no one ever gets smarter and figures out a better way to do it. So, I mean, there's something to be said for traditions, but I love this line for that reason. Do things the best way at the time, not because it's tradition to do it that way. Anyways, and then for a little bit more philosophy, just in our opening scene, before we even get to the Rick and Morty credits, we got the Butterbot, who, of course, his life is to serve butter. His purpose is to serve butter. And he says, oh, my God. And, everyone loves the Butterbot. You can buy a Butterbot. You can buy a real Butterbot from what I don't know. I knew it was originally just a competition you could win to get this Butterbot, but you can actually buy a limited edition Butterbot that I believe actually will wheel around and serve butter for you. So, I don't know. Look out for that if you're... You know who should get that? Lance Livingstone should get that because he's got pretty much everything. You have a Butterbot, Lance? Let me know in the chat. Goes along with all of us nihilists, and I know a lot of you guys, watching the show are probably nihilists. When? When is Kills coming out? Someone says. I don't know. That's not. I don't know. Anyways. So we get Summer needs a ride. She mentions during this opening scene that she needs a ride to work, and Rick says he'll do anything but stick around, and he ends up driving her to work. It's been mentioned before. It was mentioned on a video that in the previous episode, 2 previous episodes, Summer got a flying car. So why would she need a ride to work? Think about that for a sec. You're just going to take your flying car to work? Like Summer is going to do that? I don't think so. I doubt Rick let her keep the flying car. I doubt she knows how to fly that car. In later episodes, she's very poor at flying, and so is Morty, except for that. Well, I guess that's kind of a continuity error, too, because sometimes Morty is good at flying, sometimes he's shit at flying. And we know that in Season 5, he's going to crash. So I don't know exactly if that has to do with him being a bad driver. Lance, by the way, says he does have a butter robot. I guess you can see if you're in the chat. You can read by yourself. But, yeah, Lance has got everything. God damn it. So we get Mr. Needful, who's played, like I said, by Alfred Molina, who is a fantastic actor. And once again, just like they did such a great job getting the voices in these episodes, because this voice is also fantastic. He does a great job, just like everyone. And in Season 1 of the show, too. Like, we're not even out of Season 1, and they've already had so many good actors come in and play parts. And this one's no different. So Alfred Molina comes in. It's pretty obvious that he's the devil. Rick asks him if he's the devil in the first place, but I love when Mr. Goldenfold comes in and he comes in looking for Jamba Juice, and Mr. Needful gives him something that will make him irresistible to women, and we get more of that later, but he gives off that crazy vibe where he's what are those called? Oh, the brothers. It's got kind of like a Brothers Grimm vibe where he's like, no, well, you don't pay with money. I don't know if you guys have ever read Brothers Grimm stories, but it's kind of that sort of vibe. I also love the, well, I mean, they really play up the rivalry between Rick and the Devil, which is awesome because Rick, at this point in the show, we haven't seen his crazy need for rivalries with deities and superpowered beings, and like he has so many rivalries, and we're gonna get a new one in season 5 as well. We're gonna get his rivalry with Mr. Nimbus, which is going to be a little bit more on-world, I guess. But, he's got a rivalry with the Devil. He's got a rivalry with literally a god. He's got rivalries coming out the wazoo here. So he's got this rivalry with the Devil, and he's basically, saying, like, his whole point is, we pay with things with money. Like, fuck off. Like, that's how we do it here. And, he's just trying to... He finds out that someone else is trying to pull a scam over on people and that someone's smart. He kind of sees a guy here who's pulling tricks on people, and Rick's like, you can't fucking do that with my people. I do that with people. I fuck with people. Anyways. What do I got here? Oh, so anyways, we cut over to the B part. Which is the Pluto being a real planet, and that's it's pretty funny. I love the whole gag and stuff like that, and I know I've done some memes about it, but with building the solar system, Jerry says, okay, well, we can use a ping pong ball for Pluto, and of course Pluto, for people like me, when I was young, I did the whole what is it? My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas, and that's how the order by my very being the what is it called, anagram, for what planets are in what order. And of course at the end you're like, what the hell can you do now, because Pluto is no longer a planet. When we were young, I was always taught Pluto was a planet, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and it was like, what the hell? So, that's where we get with that. And of course, Jerry's just like me, and Jerry thinks that Pluto's still a planet, and basically, some Plutonians who are spying on Earth catch them and decide that when Jerry says that Pluto's still a planet, they're going to, beam him up and let him speak on it and call him an Earth scientist, so he can, keep the people happy on Pluto. And we get more of that later. So, I like. There's a couple good ones. Jerry is on the phone with NASA at some point, and it cuts into him being on there, and he says, "I think I know what the A for in NASA is." And I thought that was a pretty good joke. He also, this is the first of Jerry's, as far as I remember, this is the first of Jerry's weird urban hipster, hip hop type lines that he has, where he says, like, what are you talking about? And he says, ain't no game, sucker. And I know Jerry kind of, tries to be cool, but anyways, we got that. We get they're building a planet together. Morty says that he's, he looked it up. It happened in 2006. They downgraded it to a dwarf planet. And basically, I feel like I know what I think Pluto's not a planet because it doesn't orbit around the sun. It orbits with the next planet. Neptune. No. What is the last planet? What's the planet before that? What's the 8th planet? My very eager mother just served us 9. So it's Neptune. Anyways, Neptune drags it along. I think that's why it's not a planet. I think that's I don't know. I'm supposed to be an educator. I just recently read this, but anyways, he beams him up. I love the line when we meet the King Flippy Nips. I love the line when he has them out there and he says, Pluto's a planet, bitch. And it's good. He's a good I like the acting for him too. He's an interesting design too. If you see a lot of Justin Roiland's drawings and stuff like that, you can totally tell that it's a Justin Roiland drawing. A lot of his characters kind of look like that. So Jody says it's too small. I think that's true as well. So I want to talk about this as well. When Rick comes back and they find out that they can fix the curse problem, obviously you get to see Goldenfold. Goldenfold gets his groove back, as it were, and apparently he gets to run off with 3 lovely ladies, which is interesting and rewarding for Goldenfold, who never really gets anything. But I'm super distracted today. Anyways, so he comes back, and this is the best wubba-lub-dub-dub in the whole series, is when he comes on with the Curse Purge Plus, with the Curse Purge Plus store in the commercial, and when the devil's like, what the hell, and he opens the door, and it's right next door, and he's like, wubba-lubba-dub-dub, and he's like, he's flipping him the bird, and there's a wacky waving inflatable flailing arm tube man and everything. That's the best wubba-lub-dub-dub in the whole series to me, because I don't know, it makes me laugh. The gif of that's awesome. I love to throw that out there for trolls every once in a while. The wubba-lubba-dub-dub, flipping him the bird. Basically, Rick catalogs all these items and decides, he can figure out how to set them back. I know they have kind of a interesting talk, Rick and Morty, about the word retarded as well, which I have a long history with that. I actually had to do a project in school about the word retarded because I work with people with disabilities, and I went over the whole history of that. So that whole spiel is interesting to me because I understand why we don't say it, and I don't say it. I definitely don't say that's retarded all the time. I also, when I was a kid, it was popular to say that's gay, and I never say that either. Like it was totally ignorant of people to say that. But the long kind of point about it was like this kind of joke kind of it's deeper to me because I had to work around the idea of like, calling people retarded when I was a kid. People would say it all the time. It would be in movies. People, The Simpsons would say it. Like, we really had to work around that and realize not to say it. And I had to do a whole project on that in college. So it's a joke that kind of is a little bit more in depth for me. I love, we cut back to where King Flippy Nip's son, Scroopy Noopers, which is another awesome Justin Roiland name. All of his characters are all just named like Flippy, Floopy, Flop, Flop, or just like random dumb names he comes up with really quickly. But anyways, Scroopy Noopers basically shows Morty that Pluto is shrinking because they're mining plutonium out of it. He mentions that to build fancy things like diamond cars and golden showers, which is kind of a weird hidden joke in there. But anyways, he says like we're going to shrink the planet down, and then and he like blows some dust off his hand, and Morty's like, a party? And he's like, is everyone in your family an idiot? And Morty's like, me and my dad are. But that's a really good joke. I definitely popped for that joke quite a bit when I first came on. Great gag there. Morty's showing that he's quite aware of the fact that him and his dad aren't the brightest eggs. They're not the sharpest tools in the drawer. We cut back to the devil, who has basically admitted defeat with Rick and decides that he's going to hang himself. Summer saves him with a monkey paw, and she makes some pretty shitty wishes. She could have just said like, I wish that the devil didn't hang himself, but instead she goes with 3, waste the monkey paw. And the devil, mentions that, what a waste of a monkey paw, which is great. Then we get Rick versus the devil, and when I talk about Rick versus the Devil, it shows as well like my theories that I talked about before, where Rick has tunnel vision, and Rick is kind of he's kind of an artsy scientist who just does things to do them and thinks that it's fun, and it's interesting how the way he goes about things. So when he has Courage Purse Plus, he basically fucks over the devil and laughs that, Summer comes in and says, like, you ruined our store. We're going to file for bankruptcy and, have to change around our business model. And Rick's like, oh my God, like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, he's definitely like eating it up. He's happy that he won. And then, some guy asks about, actually a guy who looks exactly like Justin Roiland, an animated Justin Roiland, as you'll see throughout the show, comes up and says, like, what about the employee health plan and blah, blah, blah. And some guy's asking him about stuff, and he's like, all right, I'm bored now. And he just lights this store on fire, tells everyone to get out. So it's basically this thing, like, he did not, like, take into account all the stuff that he'd have to do to defeat the devil. And then once he did it, he's like, fuck, like, I created all this shit. Like, what the hell? And so he just burns it down. And obviously, he got bored. And he's always out there. He's a junkie for excitement. He's definitely looking for things to do. And like, he loved the fact that he had a rivalry with the devil. And then once it was done, he's like, okay, well, fuck, moving on to the next thing. And that's how Rick is during the series. He's pretty remarkably consistent in the fact that, he's bored with life. He's just kind of like, he's doing things to try to be excited, and he's trying to come up with crazy inventions, but like the inventions almost never have a meaning or something he's going for. It's just like, you know why I did this? Because I fucking can, Morty, because I can invent it, because I made it up. It's like I conceptualized it and now I made it. Like it's all a challenge. So, and this is no different. He saw the devil and was like, I bet I could fucking beat the devil. And, that just made his day to do it. But once it was done, he's like, oh, shit. I have a store now where I uncurse items, which has no reason to be existing if the, store is gone. So anyways, we get kind of a tie up to the father-son plot with Jerry and Morty, where everything gets tied up pretty nicely. Jerry finds out that Scroopy Noopers is King Flippy Nips' son, and kind of feels bad for him. It's kind of funny because Scroopy Noopers has the more adult sounding voice. It's actually Nolan North's voice. He's famous from lots of video games. Does the voice of like almost every video game character ever. Well, these days he does lots of voices these days, not older games. But anyways. It's weird. Yeah, it's kind of the I am your father turn actually works pretty good because he sounds like he's older than King Flippy Nips, who kind of sounds like a child. And then, he thinks about it. He's going to make this big speech, Jerry is, and he, sees a kid up on his dad's shoulders and, says like, I can't lie to all these people anymore. Like I was just being stubborn, and now I'm going to like ruin the, a whole society. And it tied into the fact that, like I shouldn't be lying to my son. And, he basically ends that sort of father-son angle. Oh, did I freeze? Am I frozen?
Yeah, man.
What happened?
You're having the same issue you had before. Just keep talking.
Whoop. All right. Anyways,
here I'll interject.
We also missed a little bit of a joke here. There's a joke here that involves something that actually apparently happened to Dan Harmon. So before this gets to this part where Jerry's giving up on it, Morty says like you can't lie to these people, and he makes a joke where he says, well, what about when you thought that you pooped in your pants and you threw your poopy undies out the window because you thought that once you threw them out there, they'd disappear. Apparently that's a real story that happened to Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon, apparently when he was a child, actually threw out soiled underwear out of his house because when he was a kid, he believed that everything outside of the house like didn't exist. So I'm sure that he was, 2 or 3 when that happened. But it's funny that he tied in like a story that happened in real life to him into the show, which is funny. And it's funny that he like goes on and this and doesn't keep it as an inside joke. He lets people know that he threw his shitty underwear out the window when he was a kid. So we're getting down to the end of the episode, and this is an episode that doesn't get more boring in the end. It's actually it's fantastic. It finishes in a great way. We get the devil basically pulls a fast one. Zuckerberg's Summer by basically she helps him out. She helps him with everything, and then he cuts her out of the deal and. He has the great line where he says, "I'm the devil, what?" And, he basically like tells her to fuck off and he's going to make all the money and, kicks her out. And then in probably the greatest ending in Rick and Morty, in any Rick and Morty episode, Rick and Summer decide that they're going to pump iron for a few months and take steroids and bulk up and go crazy and, kind of go, I guess, Dwayne Johnson mode on them and come back. We get the awesome DMX. This is why I wanted to talk about music a little bit in Rick and Morty is because, DMX obviously passed away. And this is one of the most effective ways that we use music in Rick and Morty is the X Gonna Give It To You song at the end. They pump up, they beat the shit out of the devil, and then after the cutscene at the end, they beat up a guy who's choking his dog. They beat up a Nazi character. They beat up a bully. They basically just run around kicking the shit out of people. It's actually a lot like it's a lot like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but at the end he basically beats the shit out of everyone who called Jay and Silent Bob I don't know, names online. So anyways, Jason Barrett says, God damn it. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. We had a couple of problems there. Not sure what the deal is here, but anyways, we're still on. So that's that episode. It's an episode I don't want to watch all the time, but it's an episode that I do really like. I love Alfred Molina. I love the devil. I'm the devil. What? I love to say that. I love that line. And yeah, it's got a great ending. It's got Pluto still being a fucking planet. It's hilarious. Great episode. Jason said, no video even playing. I'm going to cry. I'm sorry, guy. I made you cry, buddy. I'm sorry. Anyways, glad to have everyone in the chat, all my friends in the chat. We got pretty much everyone from the regular shows, and we have Johnny Wad. I'm not sure who that is. It's possible I know him from a different name, but anyways.
Kieran, are you not hearing me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, this is like the 4th time I've tried to talk, man, and the only time you've actually said anything. Johnny Wad is Intel Wild.
It's Intel Wild. Intel Wild dropping in. Intel, my buddy who I share a name with in the film business. Anyways, awesome to have Intel Wild in here. Big supporter of our channel. Probably, he's just trying to hide in here. He doesn't want anyone knowing. Anyways, so fantastic episode of Rick and Morty. Now, I would like to talk a lit. Well, we got a little bit of time left. I'll look through the chat, but when it comes to things coming up in the chat and in, I guess I probably should have started off the show with this, but recently in the Rick and Morty fan chat, which I have a chat group going. I think most of the people here are in it, but maybe a couple people aren't in that chat group. I have a chat group, and recently it came up that one of my, supporters or whatever, basically tried to say that COVID was just was just a flu. And, you know, I don't know. He said, I think he said that, like, once he and, you know, people in Florida discovered that it was just a flu, they decided, like, it wasn't a big deal. And I just want to say that, like, I don't really care what everyone's view is. I'm not going to push my view on anyone else when it comes to COVID, but I would like to keep my Rick and Morty fan group and my Rick and Morty chat, like, based on Rick and Morty. As long as we're not, like, you know, I'm not going to post political things or current events, just because I do that, and I do argue with people online about stuff like that. But, like, the place to do it is not, like, in my chat or in my, you know, fan group. I'm not going to push sort of my views on other people. And anyways, I just, you know, I don't want to push my views on people, and I just wanted to say that on air. Like, it sucks that this person freaked out on us and decided to leave the chat and leave the group, and I don't know. He basically told us all to fuck off, and I don't know. I didn't think it was cool, but, you know, I just want to say, like, if you see that I cancel things in the group or I throw things out that are out there when it comes to, you know, if someone comes on and says, like, oh, I hate Joe Biden, or, oh, I hate Justin Trudeau, or whatever, like, I'm going to kick it off the group, because it's not the place. Not because I support or don't support what they say, but, like, because that's, you know, I don't want people arguing about politics on, you know, on Rick and Morty Fan Show. Like, that's just not the place to do it, in my opinion. But I just wanted to put that out there because it happened, and a lot of the people in the chat here were involved in, you know, in this chat. So rather than typing out a big long message, like, yeah, that's just what I believe. And you know, I went out and got my shot the other day, and, you know, whatever. That's what I wanted to do. But if you don't want to get your shot, you don't believe in COVID or whatever, that's fine. Whatever. It's up to you. Yeah, so I guess that's what do we got? We got 4 minutes left. When are we ending today, Sean? What are we up to?
Another 3 to 7 minutes. Your call, man.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, well, let's talk about the art competition coming up then. Just because we got some extra time. So I got lots of submissions, and I'm hoping to get a bunch more submissions when it comes to Rick and Morty Fan Show. You can do anything you want. You can draw pictures. You can paint. Oh, Justin McEwen's in the chat now. Justin, I think, is going to put in a song submission, so we're going to try to see if we can get, like, maybe a video or audio of the song that we can bring in here too, because Justin's our resident musician here. Yeah, I know we had some sticker art last time. We had some hand drawing things, like whatever you want to put in here. Like, I'm not going to judge your stuff and say, like, oh, well, that's not good enough to be here or whatever. Like, I just want to see what you guys got, and you know, anything you want to put out there. Art, you want to write a poem, you want to make a meme, you want to, you know, do whatever you can. Like, just come up with it, whatever you can. Artistically submit it into not YouTube, into Facebook for me, and I'll put it on there. Super excited about that. We're also going to come up with more competitions. The next episode we're doing might have something to do with dancing, because there's some dancing in the next episode. So who knows? Maybe we'll have you all dancing and doing crazy stuff there. I do want to say as well that we're coming up on the Rick and Morty season 5. I'm going to do the draw when the season starts. So we're going to have a big episode on the launch day. I'm going to try as best as I can. I don't know what day it'll be on or when we'll be available, when Sean will be available, but I will definitely be doing something the day of the first episode when it comes out. I don't even know what day it's going to be on, but I will definitely be online in some fashion right after that episode drops, and I'll be putting something out there. We're going to be following the show as quick as we can. I plan on following that season pretty closely. And I'm also working on, building up some relationships with people who actually worked on the show. So if I can do that, and maybe I can even get someone in on an interview for something cool like that. So we're working on big things, and I am very excited for Rick and Morty Season 5, as I'm sure you guys all are. But that's going to do it for us today. We kind of went through things pretty quickly. I'm going to take a look in the chat and just see if there's any questions. If you have any questions and you want to get them in like right now, like you want me to read it for sure, please read this. I need this read on the air. You can always pull up a super chat there and I'll definitely read it. But otherwise, I'm just going to go through and see what kind of interesting things happened in the chat today. And if there's anything I need to read out there. Sorry for our technical difficulties that happened. I don't know. I'm not the technical guy, so I don't know. It's probably my fault, but, I don't fix that shit. Producer Sean fixes that shit. All right. So I got a lot of what-ups, a lot of happy 420s. Oh, okay. Matt's coming up. Matt's going to do a name that episode puzzle for each week. So look out for that. Where it's going to be a picture puzzle where you have to guess which episode he's pointing out at, and that'll be really cool. I got the first one and I couldn't even get it. It's that picture that had a suit and a Mountain Dew bottle, and that was like, I could not get that. I didn't get it. And then when he gave me the answer, I was like, fuck. How did I not know that? So, saying that I'm I'm some sort of expert on Rick and Morty, I couldn't even get that shit. Lance says cottage. So Ontario? Yeah, I'm not leaving Ontario anytime soon. There is some cottages pretty nice up here. Johnny wants to know when Kills is coming out. I do not know when Kills is coming out. For any of you guys who don't know, the biggest thing on our channel is Halloween, and that's where we built a big part of the fan base on Fandom Empire. And there's a big thing people wanting to know about, when Kills comes out and when the poster comes out, and there's some crazy people trying to get the script and all sorts of crazy shit going on about that. So I guess it's kind of a joke here. I do not know when Halloween Kills comes out, but I'm very excited about
October 15th.
Sorry?
Currently slated for October 15th.
Currently October 15th. Okay, well, that would be great. Is there still a bunch of movies on that date that it's competing with, though?
In and around that date, yeah, but some of them are slowly moving, so.
I know some are moving back, so I'm hoping everyone moves out of the way and Halloween Kills still stays there. By the way, I'm going to be jumping right on to Fandom Empire Live after this, so if you want to continue watching my craziness, I get even a little bit crazier there because I'm not running the show. I can just be stupid and crazy and kind of derail the show. So if you like what I do, then come visit Fandom Empire Live. I don't know, Sean, if you can throw a link in there in the chat. Lance says, ooh-wee, touching the artistic side. Cool. Yes, I like to. I like to. Every once in a while. I'm not like a super artsy person. I always describe it like this. So I come from a family of artists. We have lots of artists in my family, and I am the worst of all of the artists in my family. So, you can see my face shining with the bright white screen here. I'm part of the family of artists, and I got some tricks, and I'm pretty decent, but I'm the worst of them. So. I don't have all the talent in the world. Pete's Ultimate Movie Review says, sorry, I can't stay. I might be popping in and out. He likes the Rick and Morty fan shows. Thanks. I appreciate anyone stopping in and just giving us a like or, just commenting in. Having a lot of fun making this show, so we're going to keep growing it. Pluto, how did it get there? Yep, indeed. How did it get there? I feel like I should know about this because I literally just read a book about Pluto to children the other day. My brain just does not work very well. Apparently we were frozen with echoes, which, whatever. I guess it happened. Yeah, and I think I'm pretty much caught up here. Intel Wild is super happy that it's hopefully going to stay October 15th. So anyways, there's a link in the chat to the next show that I'll be jumping on in about 10-15 minutes. That is the Rick and Morty Fan Show. I'm glad that everyone popped in. Thanks, everyone here. I love to see, like Fat Pat in here, Justin McEwen, Jody, Alan. I'm just reading off the people here. Toronto Freddy comes in for half a second, but that's okay because he's going to be on Fandom Empire Live, and I can talk to him about how awesome the Leprechaun series is. So that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Have a good one. I will talk to you all later because I talk to you guys all the time. So see you later, guys. Play that music.
It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show.
Oh, am I supposed to do a sign up? I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Everyone here is on my Facebook, so you can find me there. But if you want to find me somewhere else, you can also find me on Instagram at Kieran_FE for Fandom Empire. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Kieran Gogan, and it shows up. My name is Rick and Morty Fan Show, so you can add me there too. That's where I talk to people who work on the show quite often.
It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking